I still think that we're going towards a recession.
Recession.
A growing cohort of billionaires and CEOs are unloading stock and at an increasing pace.
Family selling $4.5 billion worth of Walmart shares. Joe Gebbia, the billionaire co-founder of Airbnb, cashing in nearly $900 million worth of shares. Those up over 50% this year. Oracle stock is up 35% this year. That's made Larry Ellison $38 billion richer, and he's got a little bit more spending money, selling $848 million worth of stock as part of his options exercises. Oracle CEO Safra Catz also selling $470 million, also with her options exercises. For $300 million of stock in the first half. That's after unloading about $400 million last year. And finally, Josh Harris selling about $210 million worth of Apollo stock.
They say the equity markets don't bottom before a recession starts. Depending on how you define a recession, textbook says 2 contracting quarterly GDP numbers, which we saw. And then the Biden administration came out and redefined what a recession is. Many on Wall Street think that the recession is still coming in 2024. Now, last week, $11.6 billion poured into equities with inflows led by tech. Over the past 7-week period, inflows into global equities have totaled nearly $70 billion. So have we reached the bottom? According to the textbook definition of recession, we have. Let's look at the charts in a bit detailed. So according to the monthly chart, we have a high at 4,800. This is the S&P 500 index. And we have a low, say, at 3,600. So this is the football field, right? And the 50-yard line is roughly at, say, 4,200. So if this is expensive and this is cheap, I could see why the billionaires are selling off, as prices no longer at discount prices. Prices approaching wholesale prices. Price is approaching potentially a distribution level coming from an accumulation level. Now for the month of July, we have a green candle. Typically when you have a green first half of the year, typically the second half of the year is green. So let's drill down to the weekly chart. And you can see price was making lower lows and lower highs until it reversed. Started making lower highs and higher highs. So the trend right now is up, even though you may say on the monthly chart we are sideways. Look at it a different way. If you don't think the trend is up, think of it as the momentum is up. So the question is, how much gas do we have in the tank? Let's go to the daily chart. And I'm looking at levels of interest. So last week we gapped higher, broke two pivot highs. So can we retest the 44.40 level before moving higher? Yes, we can. This will also allow the moving averages to catch up to price. When I look at current price and I go up and to the left, we're going to say we're going to have a short-term target at 46.40. Now scrolling back out to the weekly. I'm going to label this area a no trade zone or get out zone if you are in the equity markets, particularly the S&P 500 long. Let's just move this label down. Like anything, you don't want to buy anything when it's not on sale and prices are being inflated. Now, a lot of this has to do with the dollar. If we continue to see declines in the US dollar, since the S&P 500 index is priced in dollar terms, a cheaper dollar means a more expensive index, which means that price can go high. But trading is all about risk versus reward and putting the probabilities in your favor. The chart suggests if you're in, take some off at the table at the 4,700 level. If you're thinking about getting into it, wait for a break, wait for test of new all-time highs and a pullback before going long. But watch the dollar. That's going to be key in terms of where the equity markets are going next. We do see globally that central banks are now adding back liquidity. That's also going to fuel the equity markets in the coming 12 to 18 months. But the question is, are we going into recession? Some say that we will reach a new low, breaking the October lows in 2024. I like to follow the smart money, and if they're selling, I like to be a bit cautious as time goes on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.